What's up, YouTube? Welcome to another week. Good morning, wherever you are. Good afternoon, whenever time this gets posted. I don't know when I'm going to post this. I'm busy as all hell. But welcome to another week. I got my boy Chance. We got Bobby and Jason. Bobby's on the way. Jason hopefully on the way. I don't know about his work schedule. So hopefully he'll get in this video. But we're finally getting to do some hockey this week. There's been a lot that's happened on hockey. Obviously, the Olympics happened. We're finally going to talk about that. We couldn't do it without our main man, Chance. That was the one thing we all agreed in the group chat. We can't do it without Chance. We can't do hockey without our hockey guy. That would just be disrespectful to all the hockey guys out there, right? So, but let's set the tone here. Finally, double gold medals for the USA. I think that is just where we need to start. Holy shit. What an absolute time to be alive and to witness those two games. Majority of the time, though, we were sitting on the edge of our seats like, holy shit, we're getting our asses handed to us. Holy shit, they're skating way better than we are. But somehow we prevail. Let's just talk about the tournament itself to start. I think it had it all, Chance. I think this tournament literally had everything you could have asked from it. You had the superstars. First time since 2014, NHL players were allowed in the Olympics. Hot damn. Like, that set the tone right there, right? Like, that was... And I think the tone was set in the Four Nations, honestly. I think if the Four Nations hadn't had its success, I don't know how excited people would have been, like, oh, hey, NHL players, woohoo, you know what I mean? I don't know. So I feel like that kind of set the tone, and then the qualifiers solidified the tone that was set in the Four Nations. Overtime heroes were everywhere. They were not few and far between. It was every other game, it seemed like there was an overtime hero or just a hero. I mean, we had U.S. and Canada times 2. They had 3 total games, both men and women. We had comebacks, which we'll get to, and then goalies that just became absolute legends. And Chance, what boggles my mind is we were talking a few months before. We almost didn't get this. This almost didn't happen because the arenas weren't ready. Like, take me through how nervous you were, because I was nervous, because when they had talked about it, it was everywhere. It was like, oh shit, we may not have hockey in the Olympics after we have been revved up for this. I mean, we've been revved up for it since it's been announced, but a lot of people, the casual fans out there, who don't really watch hockey unless it's or sports in general, that unless there's a USA attached to it, they've been ramped up about and revved up about this since the Four Nations a year ago. And now we were sitting there going, oh, it may not be ready. The fuck you mean it may not be ready? You have all this time to get it ready. What do you mean it won't be ready? How nervous were you? And take me through the thought process of, oh wait, we might not have hockey.
I don't think I was even really that nervous. I mean, they were going to get it done regardless. And if not, I think they had a backup plan, but they're going to have them done. They're going to have them ready. I mean, it's the Olympics.
Right.
You don't get to host an Olympics very often, so why wouldn't you have it ready?
Right.
So they were definitely going to have this ready.
Mm-hmm. And I think there was also rumors that they were, Jason, brother, what's good, buddy?
Just chilling.
Just chilling. We're just finally going over some hockey real quick. But I think there was rumors that they would have brought it to the States had it not worked out in Italy.
Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, which would have been electric. Either way. Yeah, for the first time in 12 years, NHL players were back on Olympic ice. USA's roster obviously was stacked top to bottom. Canada's roster, I think, can only be described as something you would create on NHL 26 with forced trades on, right? I think that's the only way to express the Canadian hockey team because, my goodness, that team was scary. And they didn't even have Crosby for the final 2 games, and they were just as terrifying. The group stages were absolutely epic. We had a bunch of standouts. I mean, you had Finland, Sweden, Slovakia, and Switzerland were making noise. Leon Draisaitl was trying to carry Germany to the dance, but unfortunately still a bridesmaid. By the way, epic chirp.
Yeah, that was an all-time.
That's an all-timer. That was great. Oh, that was fantastic. The quarterfinals, I mean, Sweden tried to end the dream early for the U.S. Quinn Hughes flexed his nuts on the coach and said, "Nah, watch this." Stayed out there and got the job done. Finland versus Switzerland was an epic one, and then I think Czechia was down 3-0, and then comes all the way back and almost spoils the party for Canada. It almost spoils the game that everyone has been waiting to see since the last one at the Four Nations. But unfortunately for Czechia, Canadian hockey is simply just on another level. And then Finland tried to do it as well. So Canada didn't have the easiest road to get to the final. And then, they played the U.S. I mean, let's start with the women's. Let's go to the women's side. I mean, 10 total teams competed in this Olympics for women's. It's the most ever. So definitely round of applause for the women. Getting 10 Olympic hockey teams there. Obviously, not all the teams were kind of, to the level we're expecting, but to get 10 of them there, I think is a huge accomplishment. It means the sport is growing, not only in the men's, but in the women's as well. That's epic stuff. Love to see it. Canada was an interesting game. I think they kind of there's going to be a theme here, but I think Canada kind of outskated us in the women's. But it was a dogfight. I mean, physicality was everywhere. Absolute war between both teams. Canada played with nothing to move. Bobby, what is up, my dude?
I'm just having technical difficulties. My earbuds wouldn't connect to my phone.
It's all good, bud. It's all good. You're here, and that's what matters. Hillary Knight was playing on an MCL tear, and she would end up tying the game with, I think, just over 2 minutes left in the game. Epic moment. And then Megan Keller. Listen, that move and that goal will be played long after we are all gone and forgotten about. That was probably one of the most epic goals you will ever see by Megan Keller. Absolute cinema there at the end for them. Amazing stuff. And then the men's. Dude, how out of the three of you, how many of you were just, sweating bullets by what you were watching? Like, oh my goodness. Just, it was a hold your breath moment every 20 seconds, it seemed like. Obviously the US, when they played Canada for the gold, it was 46 years to the day.
Which was wild.
Which is insane. I think it kind of told the story of how that day was going to go. US went up early. Started off hot, kind of like what they did against Canada last time. And then it's just it made Canada grab a gear that I don't even think they knew they had. They grabbed a gear I didn't think was possible and turned it up to a point where USA was just holding on by the skin of their teeth for dear life. I mean, you're talking about one puck just ricocheting just a little bit in a different direction or bouncing in a different direction or just the stick just being an inch higher on a block, right? These things, just the little things that could have gone wrong didn't and kept us in the fight. Obviously, pressure was the name of the game for them. And then Chance, I know you agree with this. We gave them way too many penalties. Too many not good penalties. You're already down 1. You get too aggressive, and now you're down 2. And it's like, well, shit. That's not good. Somehow survive that, but in the end, Cale McCarver ended up tying it. Somehow survived the onslaught towards the end. And then just, I think, again, another gorgeous play that set up Jack Hughes. And Jack just said, here we go. This is my, another Hughes brother, putting it out on the table, just letting it hang there and just taking the shot of shots for the U.S. And Jason, I think you can agree that Connor Hellebuck is now an immortal goalie no matter what he does from here on out. I think the name Connor Hellebuck in U.S. hockey will be forever immortalized after the game he put on.
I mean, Secretary of Defense right there.
It's insane what he did, what he was able to do. I think it was, 1 goal on 42, 43 shots. I mean, it's just, you can't predict it. So, absolute madness, craziness, awesome shit. Congrats to the U.S. hockey organization on men's and women's side. Hell yeah. And we got, 4 years now till we have to defend them. So, that's awesome. It was epic stuff. Bobby, what were you feeling when they won it all, man?
That was awesome. You beat them at their own game, essentially. It's hard to kind of not see how cool that is.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of a moment where, for both games, I think, for a lot of people, you're going to kind of know, 30 years down the line, you know where you were, and you know what you were doing. What you had, like what you were wearing, who you were with, when that moment happened. It's just one of those moments that will stand the test of time going forward. I know we kind of shut down the shop to celebrate for a little bit, so that was because I had to watch it at work. So that was a cool moment. That was a cool moment. Even there was 4 customers that were there, and they were all celebrating with us too. So it was a pretty cool moment. It just shows that no matter what, the patriotic pride was there when those two teams brought it home. So good job for them. But now we move right back into the final stretch here. It is going to be some madness here, coming down to the wire in the Eastern and Western conferences to see who gets a playoff spot for this year's Stanley Cup. Teams looking good. Surprise teams out there. Teams we're disappointed in. Teams we kind of expected to be here. Trade deadline happened. Some pretty good moves happened out there. I don't want to go over every move because then we'll be here all night. I want to go over.
I wasn't really. There was a few big names, but I expected there to be more.
Yes, I did expect some more out of the trade deadline. But I think because ESPN was reporting that there were a lot of leaks in some organizations about trades that were happening or being finalized. And a lot of players who had no trade clauses decided, yeah, no, you're not trading me. Or they decided to waive them. It was an interesting situation. You can read about it on ESPN, but this is what we're going to do tonight. We're going to play a little game. Winners and losers, and do you agree with it? So ESPN has a list of winners and losers from its NHL trade deadline. You three are going to decide whether ESPN is right or wrong.
Wrong.
All right, do you want to start with the winners or the losers of the draft?
Losers.
Let's start with the losers.
Winner.
Bobby, what do you think? Winners or losers? Because Jason said winners.
Losers.
Losers? All right, it's a democracy here.
That were bad first.
Yep. Okay, so the first loser. I'll break down why ESPN says they're a loser, and then you guys can talk about it and debate it, and let's have some fun with it. All right, first loser.
I hate fun.
The Buffalo Sabres. ESPN says they're winning on the ice, but taking some L's in the front office. 14 years now for their playoff drought, but it's looking to come to an end unless they kind of just hit an absolute dive. Tried to acquire Colton. How do you say his last name, Chance? Perico. Thank you. From St. Louis. He ended up exercising his no trade clause. Would ultimately settle for depth pieces Logan Stanley and Luke Shen from Winnipeg. ESPN says it still feels like they're missing that one big piece that would put them over to the top, and I think that big piece was Colton from St. Louis. Chance, I'll start with you because it was your piece that said no thanks, I would rather stay. What are your thoughts on Buffalo, and do you agree with ESPN?
I mean, I really don't agree with them.
Okay, you think they are still a winner?
You can always make a big splash at the deadline.
Mm-hmm.
This is, uncharted territory. I mean, everybody in that locker room probably assumes that they can go on a run. Every team does.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just the nature of it. But yes and no. Like, they could have went after another center. I mean, you can never be too deep down the middle. It's like pitching in baseball. You can never have too much pitching. But they get bigger on the back end with Luke Shen. So, and Logan Stanley adds some nastiness to him. So, I don't think they're losers.
Okay. Chance says ESPN is wrong on this one, that Buffalo is a winner. Not quite the winner.
I wouldn't say they're a winner.
Okay. Well, they're not quite where they would be, but
neutral.
Yeah, they're kind of in the middle.
Yeah, you look at the you look at the market. I mean, there's definitely going to have to be some overpaying.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when this trade was made, it was close to the end of the deadline.
Right.
So,
all right.
I
Jason,
have no problem with.
Jason, what do you think? Chance says they're neutral. Let's hear your thoughts.
I mean, they're losers. Their GM's Jarmo Kekalainen, and he can't do shit.
Jeez.
So.
Not a fan of the general manager of the Buffalo Sabres is Jason Cross. Is that the only reason why they're losers?
Well, Chance knows why I don't like Jarmo. He fucking tanked us in Columbus.
Yeah.
Or he's just that bad.
He might just be that bad.
Well, we were that bad because we didn't want to spend any fucking money on shit.
Dude, if only I knew a team that was that way for years.
Yeah, the Guardians.
Pirates.
No, I mean, I don't know. I think they could have done more. I know that they tried to make that Parayko deal, but I felt like they knew soon enough to try to make another deal to go get a player like Parayko.
I don't get why you wouldn't waive that clause. I mean, he'd be going to a better situation. I know Chance would have open for him to leave to get the haul that he came back.
I put no blame on Parayko for exercising his right. I blame the general manager. The NHL has gotten so big on these no-move clauses. There almost needs to be a cap on how many no-move clauses you can give out. I mean, it's not the player's fault. They have every right to exercise what they've worked for and what they earned in that contract.
Mm-hmm.
From what I read, he's got a girlfriend, and their family owns a bunch of pizza shops, is like the kingpin of pizza in St. Louis.
That's awesome.
So it's like, why would you pick up and move?
Yeah.
He said he was still open to moving, but towards the West Coast, like Anaheim.
Yeah.
So
Anaheim, California, Buffalo, New York. In terms of living situations, I don't know. I've been to Anaheim, California, and I haven't been to Buffalo, New York, so I don't know what it's like up there. But from what I see,
I don't
there's
know
a
if I
whole
want to go to Buffalo.
yeah, I hear that it's
Yeah.
just covered in snow all the time. So, yeah, I'm just saying, maybe Anaheim, California might have been like the move for him. Bobby, what are your thoughts, buddy?
I mean, I think they got better than they were with those two additions, like Chance said.
Mm-hmm.
They got more physical, which I think they're already they're a big physical team as is. Like their brand of hockey right now is just wear you down.
Right.
I mean, I think they obviously could have you can say this about every team, they could have did more. But I think Buffalo did, trying to think the best word to describe this, kind of like under their control the best they could do.
Okay.
To kind of build that team to end this drought, which they're in a good position to right now.
All right. So didn't really win, but didn't really lose either.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Chance and say neutral here.
Yeah, this one you might learn if they're winners or losers from the trade deadline if they make it into the postseason and how well they do in the postseason. That might be this might be a long-term winner or loser situation, but we'll have to wait and see. This next team kind of hurts the soul, but it's probably true because I kind of agree with it. But anyway, the Washington Capitals were named losers of the trade deadline. They're currently going into tonight. They're currently sitting at 69 points. They're currently up 2-0 over Calgary. They're 7 points behind Boston, who they lost to on Saturday, excuse me. Fuck.
We played Boston Sunday.
Yeah. We have lost 3 straight. Yeah, we've lost 3 straight. ESPN said they were in a situation where they could have tried to been big time buyers or big time sellers, and they say they didn't really do either. Trading Nick Dowd, I think to Anaheim. No. Where did Dowd go?
They went to Vegas.
Vegas. Was kind of suggested that they were open for business. Like, hey, we're listening to offers. Come on, let's do business. In either direction, though. Then kind of a gut punch for Capitals fans trading John Carlson. He went to Anaheim. That kind of, I think, put a reality check on our expectations of what this year's Capitals team is and what the future might hold. Because Ovechkin, whether it might be his last year in hockey or in the NHL, it might be just his last year in Washington. We don't know. It's so unknown. A rebuild for Washington could be sooner rather than later. Jason, I'll start with you. Agree or disagree with this, and why?
I mean, I agree. I felt like Washington coming into the deadline was right there. I mean, I felt like they could have found a way to work their way into the playoffs, and they didn't do anything to get better.
Nope.
They got worse.
Yeah, they added some players, and I'm sorry to those players, but I don't remember your name. And honestly, I was too upset to even try to remember your name. So, yeah. Bobby, what about you, buddy?
Washington was always, in my opinion, that team you never can count out to make that push, but I am counting them out now.
Chance, what about you?
I mean, yeah, they're losers. I mean, you trade John Carlson, probably the best defenseman in Capitals history.
Definitely.
And you can just tell the reaction in the locker room. I mean, it wasn't good. So I don't know if there was some miscommunication between the front office. And if you're going to make a move like that, then you think you'd be more into selling more instead of just one.
Yeah.
Like, maybe there was no offers out there for anything else. But, yeah, I mean, it's not like you guys were out of it.
No. No, at the trade deadline, I think we were 4 points back at the time. And then we've kind of lost 3 straight since then. So, kind of put ourselves out of it. But yeah, you make the couple moves that you did, and yeah, the Carlson one was massive, at least for us. It's not like trading, McDavid or something like that, obviously. But it was like, okay, when I saw that, we got a goalie for some odd reason out of that too, and that was just weird. I was like, okay, so I guess we're gonna be sellers. That's what I thought when I saw Carlson go. I was expecting Wilson to go. I was expecting Strome, maybe.
Nobody called Wilson.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it, huh?
Piece of shit.
I expected about 3 to 4 more players to go, and then they just didn't. And I was like, all right, so why? Why? The first round pick's going to be nice, but it was kind of still just that why mentality of if we weren't just going to go full sale. I mean, I get maybe a team tried and the package they were sending over just wasn't good enough for them, or it's not what Washington was looking for. But it definitely seems like we might see more during the offseason. And with getting rid of Carlson, I won't be shocked if we get the tweet and the update on ESPN that Ovechkin is at least not coming back to Washington next year.
I don't see him playing for another team.
He's like Crosby. Neither of them are going to play anywhere else.
Yeah.
If he's going to play back in Russia. He ain't going to play back in the States.
Yeah. So
he's going to do the Yager.
Yeah, like
own the team and play for it.
But all right, let's move along. Next team, the Edmonton Oilers. McDavid gave this organization this year and 2 additional years to build a winner around him. That was kind of made clear. That's why he came back. GM has kind of answered by acquiring Tristan Jarry from Pittsburgh. I don't think that's really gone that well.
That's not a win.
No. He would then go on to make two trades from his former team, Chicago. He would get defenseman Connor Murphy and depth centers Jason Dickinson and Colton Dack. I think that's his last name. Doc. Gotcha. Costed them a conditional first-round pick for one of those deals. They did deal Mangiapane, which ESPN called a win, because it got rid of his contract. I don't know how much that was. I think it was obviously in the millions. ESPN says it felt like a wasted opportunity with how the market seemed to be and with the window closing. Bobby, I'll start with you. Do you agree or disagree with ESPN here?
They said, what, they were losers?
Yes.
Well, I mean, you traded Skinner for a worse version of himself.
Yeah.
To start there, and I believe Jari's hurt again.
I think so.
Surprise.
Yeah, big shocker there.
I think so, yeah.
I mean, the fact that McDavid kind of gave you his ultimatum and you didn't do really anything.
Year one.
I think that's gonna. Yeah.
Year one, you didn't do anything. Yeah, I don't know. Chance, what about you, bud?
the only reason I say losers is because you just didn't address the need that they need as a goaltender.
Mm-hmm. Again.
I mean, yeah, like that's what you need.
I feel like that's been a common theme for the last 5 years.
But the move they made in Chicago, I like. You had some depth down the middle. The right-handed defenseman that you had too will eat some minutes. So I mean, they did fine on the player aspect, and getting rid of Mangiapane was probably for the best. It was a terrible contract to give out at the time, and has not lived up to it whatsoever.
No, he hasn't.
So
I was
to be
shocked
able to
when
get off
he
that
got
kind of
that
contract.
I was shocked when he got that contract. Let me tell you.
So I mean, I lean more towards the sides of winner than loser, just because of the pieces that they did add. But all in all, it's a loser because they're not going to be able to get a save in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, it just is what it is. You look at some of the firepower that they're going to have to go up against to get to the final, just to get there.
Mm-hmm.
So they're in trouble again. I mean,
yeah, and I think we have also said that before, and they've been in the finals the last 2 years, so.
Yeah, but Skinner's better than Jari.
That's also true.
By a long shot.
Yeah, so.
Which you didn't think you could say, Skinner, but yeah. It's hard to top.
I mean,
Jason, talk to me, buddy. What do you think?
I mean, like Chance said, I think really the only good thing you did was get rid of that big contract. I mean, yeah, you added a little bit of depth, but I think you needed to add a little bit more.
Mm.
And I think there was more out there that would have fit your team for you to add. I think there were players out there that you could have been in the hunt for and at least reached out about. Maybe they wouldn't want to trade some of them, but I still think there was more that they could have done.
All right.
The fact that they didn't make an offer for Bennington is surprising.
I thought Columbus might make an offer for Bennington.
Columbus is right there. They are just outside of the playoff in the second wild card. I think sitting at 73 points, 72 points is what I saw today.
We went to overtime today. We fucking suck in overtime.
Good thing it's 5-on-5 in the playoffs.
Yep.
We would still suck. I think overtime went 3.5 minutes, and I think we had the puck for a total of 2 seconds.
Jeez. Jesus. That's not great. All right. The last loser from ESPN is another team pushing for the playoffs. The Boston Bruins. Boston's run to a potential playoff berth has Boston's fans ready to run through a wall, but not general manager Don Sweeney. Seemed poised to make solid depth moves with the market and the amount of draft capital that Boston has, but could only make minor transactions seem to work. They acquired forwards Alexis Gendron, I think that's his last name, and Massimo Rizzo from Philadelphia in exchange for forward Brett Harrison and defenseman Jackson Edward. They also acquired Lucas Reichel, who's been in the AHL for the majority of the year. Swayman kind of looks all the way back to his form. It's helped Boston score 8 points in their last 10. Special teams is also 4 of 22, which isn't phenomenal, but hey, they're doing what they need to do. It seems like they had a lot in their favor and kind of dropped the ball. Chance, what do you think?
I think they were just conservative buyers. I mean, they haven't had a first-round pick in a while. They got really good prospects in their system.
They do.
I mean, why risk giving one of your really good prospects away and a first-rounder away?
Just to win now.
I mean,
essentially.
Yeah, like, I think they realize that Pasternak's getting older.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're gonna have to use these prospects here soon. So why blow it all now?
Right.
I get it. Probably people were hoping for bigger moves, but especially in this market, for this deadline, I think it's perfectly fine with what they did.
Okay. Jason?
I mean, they have such a good core right now. I didn't really see them blowing anything up and like Chance said, why get rid of those prospects? You know that your core is getting older.
Mm-hmm.
So I would keep them around, knowing that you're going to need them in the next year or two.
Right. And Bobby.
I thought Boston was kind of. I didn't really think they needed to make that big splash because they have a really good thing going right now. And then I have to agree with Chance and Jason too. They're playing the long game here.
Mm. Why just be good now when you can potentially be good for 5 to 10 years, essentially?
Exactly.
If it obviously it all has to work out. The players have to, play really well when they do get the call up and get on the squad, but you're definitely banking on the long-term plan rather than, hey, yeah, we're in a good position right now, we should win now. I would agree. Okay. Let's get to the winners. We like winners. ESPN says one winner was the Colorado Avalanche. They added Nicholas Ray, proven two-way option down the middle. Also brought back Kadri on Friday. Kadri. Sorry.
Kadri.
ESPN says they might have the most dangerous center group in all of the NHL. Only question is this the year? Jason, are they winners of the trade deadline? They didn't need much.
I think they have the most dangerous team in the NHL.
That is for sure.
I don't know. I mean, sorry, repeat the team again.
Colorado Avalanche.
I mean, what could you really do to make that team better?
Yeah.
In all reality, what could you do to make that team better?
I don't know. I really don't. According to ESPN,
really what I look at. There's not much you could have done.
Yeah, I mean, according to ESPN, they did
player on the planet.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
And probably the best defender.
Chance, what about you, bud?
I mean, Waugh and Kadri. I believe Nelson will probably move down to 3C if I had to guess.
Mm-hmm.
Kadri will take the second line center, and then Waugh will take the fourth line role. I mean, that down the middle in itself is better than any team has.
Right.
I mean, they're definitely winners. They addressed issues that they needed. They brought in more depth down the middle and two really good centers that they brought in.
Mm-hmm.
They're going for it, and it shows. And yeah, they're big-time winners.
Okay. Let's go to another winner here. ESPN says the Anaheim Ducks had a really great trade deadline. They added veteran defenseman John Carlson, obviously from Washington. They traded away Ryan.
Leo Carlson?
Huh?
Are him and Leo Carlson related?
I don't remember. I don't know.
One's American, one's Swedish.
Mm-hmm. Okay. They traded away Ryan Strome. Many believe this will have a greater impact come summertime. Have a hefty restricted free agent class to take care of come the off season. I think there was a list of about 7 players that are going to need a bag. Chance, I'll start with you. Anaheim, did they win this trade deadline?
I mean, you bring in a very good defenseman in John Carlson. I like where their team's at. They got some really good young players. They got young players in their system. They didn't really have to give up a whole lot. Yeah, they gave away their first-round pick, but they've had so many first-round picks and so many top picks.
Right.
And if you aren't set now, you never will be.
Right.
So, I think they did a good job. I don't think they're big-time winners. I mean, okay. I think they did what they needed and they won in that aspect.
All right. Jason, what about you, bud?
Sorry, who was the team again?
Anaheim.
I mean, it's like Chance said in our group chat. When's the last time we saw Anaheim give up a first-round pick instead of get one?
Right.
You know?
The mid-2000s.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think they're still a couple pieces away from getting back to, those Getzlaff years, but I think they're getting close.
Okay.
I don't think they're far off. They did what they needed to stay competitive in the West. I mean, when you look at the East and West, the West is by far the least competitive in terms of total number of points. And I mean,
well, yeah, you got 3 teams in the Central hogging all of them.
Yeah. I mean, you look at Colorado. I mean, I don't think there's any chance anybody catches up to them. But they did what they needed to stay competitive in the West and more specifically in the Pacific. I mean,
Okay. Bobby?
I mean, I think Anaheim's fun to watch. I mean, it's hard to beat when you can add a top tier defender like that. What'd they give up, Billy? A first round pick?
First, a goalie, and I think a 27 conditional third.
Yeah, so they really didn't give up a whole lot.
Yeah. And I think the goalie they gave up has been playing in the AHL.
Yeah, so you really...
Yeah, they got their number one in Dostal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, St. Louis Blues are considered winners. Here we go. This is one Chance has been waiting for. They traded away veterans Braden Shen and Justin Falk. They reeled in a total of 2 first-round picks, 2 more third-round picks, NHL ready, according to ESPN, and I think to a lot of people out there. Jonathan Drouin?
He scored last night.
Defenseman Justin Holl. And goalie prospect Marcus Gidloff. Jason, I'm going to start with you. Chance, I'm going to get to you last because you are the St. Louis Blues fan here, so we're going to get to you last. Jason, winners, losers, St. Louis Blues.
I mean, really, when you look at the Blues, what was the goal going in? Get a little bit younger, get some capital in the younger ranks. I mean, it's not like they were an overly old team, but there were some contracts that they needed to get off their payroll. And I think they just needed to kind of build some of their future capital, and I think they did a good job doing that. Right. I mean, you bring in 2 first-round picks and a bunch of third-round picks, those can be really good picks, even the third-round picks.
Yeah.
So I think that they definitely are a winner when you look at their situation. They needed to do something to help with the future, and I think that they accomplished that.
Bobby, what about you, buddy? What you think?
I'll be honest, I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to the West come the deadline.
Fair enough.
From what it sounds like, though, is they did accomplish that goal of getting younger and trying to build that cap back up. And I know it's not the fire sale Chance wanted.
Yeah. But it's a start.
Yeah, I'm more interested to hear his thoughts, honestly.
Yeah. Well, it seemed like what they did was a winner, but it also sounds like it could have been more. It could have been even better with Parayko. It definitely sounds like it could have been more. Chance, what are your thoughts here, buddy?
I mean, yeah, it could always be more. I mean, there's talks of Robert Thomas leaving, Parayko leaving. Don't really kick the tires on Bennington. But I think what you got in return is definitely more than I could have asked for because it seemed like we were going to do nothing.
You were worried about
to
that.
acquire 2 first-round picks for Justin Falk, an aging defenseman on a bad contract. You got rid of that. Thank God. And then Braden Shen, love him to death. Captain. For him to waive his no move clause, I think it was more. He's at the end of his career. I don't think the Islanders can win now, but to waive the no move clause is kind of helping us, seeing that someone else didn't want to. But yeah, I love the return we got.
Yeah.
You could probably use those 2 first you got come the summertime around the draft if you want to move up. You want to trade for somebody. I mean, there's a lot of options here for our new general manager to play with. Now, not what I was expecting out of the deadline. Win 4 straight. Not looking good. We're supposed to lose 4 straight.
You did this so you could lose a little bit more and maybe get better odds at that first pick, because that pick is still there, Dude out of Penn State.
Maybe there's a God that will give him to us, but knowing our luck, probably not. Especially with the Rangers sucking.
They look bad, don't they? All right, the final one before we let everyone get out of here for their day. The Calgary Flames. Seems like according to ESPN, it seemed like the GM was working some magic. Traded Rasmus Anderson to Vegas, received a first-round pick, conditional second-rounder, and defenseman Zach Whitecloud. Traded Mackenzie Weegar and the rest of his remaining 5 years on contract to the Utah Mammoth, and received 3 second-round picks and college prospect Jonathan Castagna. Friday, acquired Brennan Othman from the Rangers, also acquired center Ryan Strome from Anaheim. So he went up to Calgary and sent Nassim Kadri back to Colorado. Got conditional first-round pick, conditional second-round, and prospect forwards Max Curran. Jason, Calgary Flames at the bottom, been at the bottom for a little bit. Kind of attacked this rebuild, it seems, here in 2026. But did they win this trade deadline or did they lose?
I mean, for Calgary, there really wasn't much of a scale to go on, in all honesty. I mean, it was just do something.
Right.
Get rid of one big contract, get rid of one older player to try to get younger and build for the future. And, I mean, I feel like they're winners. I feel like they got a pretty good haul for the guys that they knew they could get rid of to get future pieces. The key is going to be, do they utilize them later? I don't know if we necessarily know if they're winners of this deadline until later.
Gotcha.
Because, I mean, they're in the basement. Like, we've got to see them start to climb out before we can really pick apart this deadline for them.
Gotcha. Bobby, what are your thoughts here? The final team, the Calgary Flames.
I think moving Kadri, that's going to free up a lot of cap space for them to be aggressive over the winter. Or I shouldn't say winter, over the summer. My bad. I just put on the baseball.
Yeah, I did too, man. It's okay. It's all right.
I think that's going to free up a lot of cap, and that can let them be aggressive come free agency. I mean, that's honestly kind of like trading your franchise player away. But I think, again, it's a team playing the long game.
Right.
That's going to free up cap space, and who knows what they're going to be able to do.
Right. All right, Chance, your final take on this beautiful day on YouTube. Calgary Flames, kind of in the basement, looking to try and climb their way up. Got some draft haul. Winners or losers of this year's trade deadline?
Winners. They knew they were nowhere. I mean, pretty obvious.
Mm.
I think, and they're one of the few teams that have never had the number 1 overall pick.
Really?
So they're really going for it, and I respect it. Now, can they be as bad as Vancouver? Probably not. I think they're a little too late. But I like what they did. They got some of their older players that they have enough respect for to get them out.
Right.
And let them go chase something. Some have already won. And so I like what they did.
All right. Well, I think it's a good place to end today's hockey talk. We will be watching all the hockey, all the games. I know Chance is locked in. It's that push for the Stanley Cup playoffs. Who's going to be in, who's going to be out. I can't wait to watch and see. We're going to let you go enjoy the rest of your day. If you haven't checked out any of our other videos, go back, watch it, like, share, subscribe, do the whole song and dance that you do on the YouTube channel. And make sure you tell your friends about us. We talk good shit on this program. Okay. We'll be back next week for some more hockey, potentially. Some good stuff to talk about. That's Bobby there. That's Jason down in the corner, and that's Chance right beneath me. We'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.